What's up, everyone? We are back for another episode of Spin from the Reel, and once again, I am Matt, and joining me as always is the personality himself, Chris Anthony Lopez.
Oh yeah, Matt, what's going on, brother? You good?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm just excited for today. You got a great episode.
Yeah, big show. I mean, last week, when we had that was a quiz show, right? Yeah, Jeff.
Yeah, that was a quiz show on.
Shout out to Jeff show.
Speaking of Jeff, you can go check out our special Real Talk we did on the Oscar nominations. Me and Jeff did that about an hour, finished up an hour ago. It's real fun just talking about the different nominations and everything. So go check that out.
Yeah, I mean that must have been awesome. You know, like imagine getting invited to talk the Oscar nominations. That must have been so much fun. But at least for all of us here.
Hey, you were at work.
I mean, I could have switched some things around. I could have been out sooner, but it's okay. No, like everything's fine. I guess I'll talk about the Oscar noms later. It doesn't matter. But yo, we're here chatting some Schmoedown. Last week we had Jeff on the show. Shout out to Quiz Show one more time. And this week we do have a special guest, but let's get the house cleaning out of the way first before we start talking about.
As we remind you guys every week, be sure to check out Really Scared. This week they have on the Schmoedown Zone JTE to talk about the film from the Tale of the Crypt Keeper series, Demon Knight. So really excited to have them on for that. Have him on for that, not them. And then Wrestle Reel. Got Wrestle Reel Friday. Really excited. Chris, is it live or pre-recorded this week?
This week will unfortunately be pre-recorded. But Wrestle Reel every single Friday. If you want to go check out our interview with Reggie Brown, it's the weirdest interview that we've ever done. At least I've ever done. It's a guy who played Obama
and virtually everything.
Wrestling. Yeah, and he's really Obama, like in all your favorite TV shows and stuff. But for the most part, or the reason why we got him was because he was Obama at a pay-per-view 10 years ago. And we talked to him for half an hour. The whole interview is not only on this past week's Wrestle Reel, but it's also on our channel straight up. So you can go and check that out as well. I know we had some technical difficulties with that in StreamYard, but hey, stuff happens. That's what happens when you do a live show.
Yeah.
But and that was of course the one time I go back to Indiana to do Wrestle Reel, that one time. But like we're back here. My teeth are tightened. I got my braces tightened over the weekend. So if I can't pronounce my S's today, that's why. I dealt with it all morning and afternoon on radio. I couldn't say anything with an S for the life of me.
All right. And the last bit of of course, Sunday's Real Talk as always. Guest is still up in the air trying to figure and finalize some things out, so we're not going to say anything about that. But the last piece of upkeep is our review of the Snyder Cut. Cut is up. Zack Snyder's Justice League drops on Thursday. Nick Molbach, the co-founder, and I did a real review of it. You can go check that out right now. Actually, wait till after the show, but go check that out. Really excited to share those thoughts with you. Is it a different movie? Is it the same movie? Go find out. Go find out. Just
go watch the review. I mean, I will admit to you, I didn't watch too much of it because I didn't. What's up, Brandon? In the chat, what's up, Book? I didn't watch too much of the review, Matt, because I wanted to go into this movie as blind as possible. I've already seen too much.
Yeah, I will say this: Nick and I was personally keeping it very vague. I had to stop Nick at one point because he's like, "Spoilers." I'm like, "No, Nick, no spoilers."
Not yet. That's
Saturday. That is Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. Is that what we agreed on? 9.
We said it was 9 p.m. Eastern.
9 p.m. Eastern. We'll be on this very channel. Corey Cameron, what's going on, brother? We'll be on this very channel talking the Justice League or Zack Snyder's Justice League, full spoiler and all. That's Saturday evening. Come back on here. Who Are They? Real Entertainment. We're talking some Justice League. But that's later. Talk about right now.
Later. But right now, we're gonna bring on our special guest because we're done with house cleaning. And we're excited to have this man on. We've been talking about having him on for months, and we finally got him over. And it's big. And that is the one and only Sugeknight323. What's up, Shug?
What's going on? Finally got me over. I've had you on shows that I've been on before. We've talked
we got
millions
you
of times.
Though.
Oh, that's right. You're right.
Them.
This is different.
Yeah.
This feels weird. I've never been
Right.
introduced before. But thank you very much. I'm messing with you guys. Thank you very much, man, for having me on. It's great to be here with you guys and talk some Schmoedown. I miss talking about Schmoedown. I haven't been talking about it for a while. So it's nice to come back and hang out with two fellas and talk about it. So I'm super excited.
It's just three dudes of color talking about some Schmoedown.
Right.
What else like can you ask for, honestly? But it does
exactly. That's what Christian was looking for the whole time. Three people of color talking about the Schmoedown.
He goes to sleep every night. Christian Harlow goes to sleep every night thinking there's at least one after show where it's just people of color, and that's it. He falls asleep at night. And now we got Shug on the program. But Shug, again, thank you so much for coming on. It is kind of weird having to bring you on our show.
I'm telling you, I'm feeling kind of iffy about this now, man. I've never done this before.
Do we have to make you like an admin on our freaking StreamYard so you can start controlling the stuff too?
No. I don't want control. Last time I had control, things went haywire. No, I don't want control. I'm good. I'm here to hang out with you guys and just hang out, kick it.
Let's do it.
Just talk like three guys at a bar. What's going on?
Right.
Not much. We lived in the great world of movie trivia Schmoedown last week. And the first match of the week we had your boy Saul in it.
Apparently he's my boy. Like he's going on after shows, bringing me up. Can't keep my name out of his mouth for some reason. Look at I don't know if you guys have been listening to Christian Harloff on stereo. I went on there and made a bold prediction, and I said that Saul would be playing for the number one contender match of the Intergeekdom Championship. He will be playing by the end of this year. I still believe that.
I still believe it. I agree with you there, actually.
No, go ahead, please. No, please.
No. And what I wanted to say about Saul was, have you guys ever seen a scared animal? And they say that the worst is a scared animal backed up into a corner. Mm-hmm. That's what Saul is right now. He knew going in this match, if he don't win, the Collider experiment known as Saul was over. He knew it. And he came out and he beat the brakes off of John Humphrey. Let's just keep it real. He beat the brakes off of him. We know John Humphrey has a lot going on. He deals with the real rejects. He's got personal life. He's not as invested as the Schmoedown as some competitors are. Right. But that's a new breed of crop that's coming in now, that these people are just invested and they're going to be invested into the Schmoedown like it's like they're really thinking this is a fight. And Saul's one of those people. I was a little disappointed with him that he didn't go after Humphreys, the trash talker, because we all know Saul's good on the mic.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't really do it. And I think the reason why is because if he did it and he lost, he just looks worse. Right. It backfires. He looks horrible and people aren't going to take him seriously. So he instead, I'm going to play the Schmoedown match. I'm going to play movie trivia, beat you. And now he's 1-1. He still shouldn't be going around puffing his chest out like he thinks he's doing, but he's getting there. And I still believe by the end of this year, he will be playing for the number one contender spot in the Intergeekdom Championship.
A win is a win, but especially when you handily win, like that's a whole different thing. Like, and I mean, just to talk about the score of the match for a second, it was 19-6 at the end of that second round. Like it wasn't even a win. That's a powerful knockout, especially coming from somebody who's 0-1 going into this thing. Like Humphrey, like Matt, we were talking about it before we went live. Like John was pretty decent in Intergeekdom last year in that tournament. We're all like, oh hey, Humphrey's good. Like he's good at Intergeekdom. He beat Janine, and it's like, oh, this is some real stuff. But then he faces Saul here, and it's almost as if my man beat Janine all that time ago and hasn't thought about the Schmoedown since. And Leo, those Spider-Man questions, Lord Jesus, like they were not too kind to him that second round. But Saul is definitely the talking point of this match, and Shug, you nailed it right in the head. If he loses, like your credibility is shot. Another failed Christian experiment, right? Like you said, like that whole Collider Live era. We have a couple gems Right. Like, I mean, Kate is obviously managing. She's doing some great stuff right now. I love what Kate's been doing. It's spectacular. And
Yeah.
Saul is a product of that. Her picking up Saul second round to everyone, to a shock of a lot of folks, us included.
Yeah.
So
well, you gotta remember too, Chris. Saul's a fan. Saul
He's a
is
fan.
Jader. Jader and
Yeah.
Saul are fans
Yeah.
that got into the Schmoedown.
Right.
So he was representing us. Jader was really representing us because he won his opportunity in Orlando. But Saul was one of us. He was the original fan that now joined the Schmoedown. And in his first match, we did criticize him. But if you think about it, he did really good. And he lost to a 5-pointer. He lost to Brandon Hanna, who Brandon Hanna is a great player.
Right.
And he talks about his 80% accuracy rating. And so you couldn't take a lot from that win, but what people did take a lot from was how much Saul talked. And a lot of people realized that the man can spit fire on the mic. The man just knows how to talk. He's a trash talker. It's kind of movie trivia. Could he back it up? And I can tell you right now from personal experience, the man took that loss hard. And then he went back into the lab, and he started doing things. And he talks about it. He told me about it one time that he had a regimen that he thought was going to be able to solve and make him such a great player. And he went into it deep diving. He was talking about movies he was watching and things like that. And he really dedicated himself. And that's one thing as a fan, why I love the Schmoedown, because I'm a very competitive person. Anybody that knows me, I'm very competitive. But I love sports. You know, me and Matt, we watched games together. We watched football together. We had a great time. But I'm a trash talker, and I love sports. The one thing I like about the Schmoedown is you're going to have the people that want to have fun, and that's fine because I love wrestling, and I know that wrestling it's a fun time, even though you can have serious times, but it's fun.
Right.
But I also like people that can compete and want to play and want to be the best there is. Saul's one of those people. The greats are one of those people. Rachel Cushing, Dan Merle, Jeff Snyder, John Roca, all those people are like that. Saul's one of them. Saul takes his game very seriously.
It's that character.
He dedicates to it. And he also has a great character. He's good on the mic. And if his skills of movie trivia is what we think it is, he's going to go places. And now, like Corey said, save your trash talk for a higher competitor. I think now you're in an opportunity. Do you play Amaru? Amaru's 1-1, 1-0. You're 1-1. Do you play Amaru? That's a big matchup.
Yeah.
We got Brandon Hanna and Eric Zipper coming out soon. Do you play the winner of that? I would honestly, if I was Christian, I would let them play another match. If Zipper won or if Hanna won a match before. And then winner of that plays winner of Saul and Amaru, and see who plays. And you just set up good storyline, because what happens if Saul can get through Amaru, one of the top draft picks, and then let's just say Zipper beats Hanna and then goes and beats somebody else. Now you got Zipper and Saul playing each other, or if Hanna wins and he beats somebody, now you got Saul's Hanna too. That's an undercard somewhere on a pay-per-view.
Oh yeah, I'm loving everything you're saying right now, Shug. Holy shit! But
I agree with everything you're saying too.
Saul, to me, some of my favorite Schmoedown competitors, they can handle their own on a microphone. To me, character means so much to me. And we've said on the show multiple times, and we've had this debate of the whole sport behind the Schmoedown and everything. But character means just as much as the sport. And I totes get the argument but you need to prove yourself. Totally. But we'll talk about Lomas in a little bit. And that's why I think the line gets a little bit blurred. So Saul coming out here, he loses by one question to Brandon Hanna of all people. And he comes back almost a year later and he dominates John Humphrey, dominates him. It's not a 5-point missed 5-pointer. Saul gets the dub. It's not a TK on the third round. He hands him the first knockout of the year. That's
first
a feather in your
points
cap.
of the year.
Right. That's a feather in your cap. And Saul now, do I think Saul's the second coming? No, I'll pump the brakes on that for a second. But I love what you said. Have him face Amaru. That'd be awesome. I think that's a lot of potential. Corey Cameron in the chat. Not going to spoil the Patreon match today, but they announced that Parker is up next for today's winner. Ooh, now we're throwing Parker into the mix.
Oh, so that's see, and this is perfect. This is perfect. This is why I do love what Christian does, because if you think about it, and I don't know nothing. I haven't talked to anybody in the last couple of weeks. But you have Parker versus the winner of today's match. Mm-hmm. You put Saul versus Amaru, and winners play each other. How many storylines do you get out of those? There's four storylines easily. You can get the winner. You can have Parker versus Amaru, the rookie from last year versus the rookie from this year. You can get Saul versus Zipper. You can get Saul versus Brandon Hanna. You can get Saul versus Parker. You remember Saul was in the dungeon and he left the dungeon because they had too many IG players. So that's a storyline. There's so many things Christian gets set up, and not only that, you still have Barbarian versus Alex Damon. You still have Mike Kalinowski. You still have Chance if he possibly wants to play in the Inner Geekdom. You still have Goddard. You still have Janine if she's going to play. So there's so many storylines.
Jesse Swift. Let's not forget Jesse.
Jesse Swift. Even though he lost to Amaru, he didn't look too bad. I think I didn't get really talk about that match, but that was a very impressive first match for rookies. Yes. I know they seemed a little nervous, but that's going to happen. This is the big stage. This isn't the other leagues. This is the Schmoedown, and thousands of people are going to watch this match, and they're going to criticize you, and they're going to nitpick at everything you do, to your camera, to your internet, to your question writing, to your answer writing, to anything. They're going to nitpick everything. So I feel they just were a little bit nervous about it, and I understand it. But going back to Saul and what Corey said about Parker, it just sets up so many things, and it's exciting because even though I love the Star Wars division and how deep that is, Inner Geekdom is a pretty deep division. Even though even though I've given it a hard time, it's a deep division this year, and it sets up great matchups. You have the possibility of even Paul Yama still playing IG, even though he only played it in the tournament last year. He could come back and play IG. You have a lot of people that can make this IG division very deep, very competitive, and they're all good enough to where it's like you don't know for sure. There's some people like in the singles right now, who the best players are. Yeah. IG right now, you're kind of like, okay, there's Chandru, there's Mara, there's Mara, Chandru, Mike Kalinowski, Chance, and then there's that pack that you're like, Parker could be up here, Parker could be down here, Saul could be up here, Saul can be down here, Goddard could be up here, Goddard could be down here, Alex Damon, all the Barbarian, Janine the Machine. It's just a lot. So it's exciting for the IG division this year.
I hated it when IG was getting the shaft to Star Wars over the offseason because Star Wars was the talk of the town.
Because of me, yeah.
Was it you?
Because I said that was true. I was dogging on the IG, and I wasn't trying to dog on them. But the thing that got me last year was how great that Star Wars tournament was. And it was. The IG tournament was great. And it should, I think because the way they had to do it, had it been live, I absolutely believe that IG would have been just as good as the Star Wars. But that Star Wars tournament live, and the emotions that you saw and the stories and everything like that, it was on just another, like I'm getting chills right now talking about it because it was just on another level. I go back and watch that Laura Kelly versus Andre Cabarrus. I go back and watch Andre Cabarrus versus Damon. I go back and watch Demolanta. I go back and watch Demolanta versus Molly and Demolanta versus Scrimshaw. Even I go back and watch
during that.
Yeah, tournament. It was amazing to watch that tournament. And I think had the IG tournament been live, like could you imagine had that Ben Goddard moment been live where Mark goes caw live and it like pisses him off and then he gets mad, dude, it would have been 10 times better.
Yeah,
10 times better. The fact that it happened was amazing, but it would have been 10 times better. Or the fact that we would have saw live Robert Parker losing to Chance Ellison. That would have blew people's mind because nobody saw that coming. Even though Chance is a great player, everyone was like, Parker's in the finals. I remember doing
Yeah.
that bracket. It was like I put Parker in the finals without even thinking. I was like, Parker's in the finals. For him to lose in the not even in the semis, he lost in the the quarters, I believe.
Yeah, the quarters.
Yeah, he lost in the quarters. Nobody thought Parker was going to lose in the quarters. So yeah, Christian is right. There was moments in that tournament. Now that I think about it, yes, amazing moments. I just like the Star Wars more because it was live, and that it benefited from being live. So
And maybe I'm just
me.
partial to Inner Geekdom. Like that's my favorite division, if you can't tell. But like I love what Inner Geekdom has to offer. And yes, Star Wars. But and as much as I like to give Star Wars flack, Star Wars stays strong. Yes, and that's the thing. Not only did that Star Wars tournament give us great moments, it gave us that incredible upset city run that Ace is still on. You know what I mean? Like, but it set the precedent going forward, and that's where people like they didn't forget, but it overshadowed everything else leading into the singles tournament. And then the singles tournament obviously became what it was, and Adam Collins' historic run and everything. But Star Wars, like what Corey said, it saved the Schmoedown because it showed us exactly what the Schmoedown's capable of doing digitally. Because we were all worried. Like you were on your shows worrying. Matt and I, we just started spoofing the reel, and we're like, oh man, we don't know how this is gonna go. Like this, it's like
we
maybe
literally just started and
like this could be a bad time for us to start an after show, and it's going
Right.
digital. But now, I mean, look at it. Like I said all last season, like the back half of the year, like season 7 is the most important season the Schmoedown's ever had. It is the most important, not only because of the transition to digital, but Star Wars was the saving grace. But with all that being said, Inner Geekdom has gotten the shaft. And Shug, if you're the tip of that iceberg, I'm retroactively pissed at you because like that is some real like Inner Geekdom. I mean, and I'm biased because Inner Geekdom is my bread and butter, but especially in the off season, it got a lot of. It was like damn, like even Christian was out here like Star Wars is gonna be the shit, bro. Like Inner Geekdom, but Star Wars is gonna be the shit.
Last year he was bumping Inner Geekdom, trying to build it up, and he did. This year was the year to build up the Star Wars division, and he got some of the best competitors.
Star Wars was built the second Ace won that tournament. The second Ace won, like Star Wars.
That built the foundation.
Oh yeah.
Clearly, and let's be honest, and some people are going to hate hearing this, there's clearly a separation in the type of players in that division. You have your Alex Damons, your Laura Kellys, and your Aces.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, and
damn, you're gonna just diss Demolanta?
No, and Demolanta and Scrimshaw. But then
he's spoiling his prediction for later when we talk.
Apparently that's what he's doing.
but then you have like your Adam Witts, your Son Sullivans, like they're not really up there with those people yet. You know what I mean? And now
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And now you've brought in 3 players who have all beat Alex Damon at one point in time in Dragon Con. You bring in Gold Leader, who is no slouch in trivia.
We'll talk about Gold Leader. We'll talk Gold Leader later.
Yeah.
He built the foundation last year with the Star Wars tournament, yes, but now it's about building it for it to stay.
So, and that's what they're doing now. That's exactly what they're doing.
And that's my point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree too. And what I love about the Schmoedown is you could go year from year and love a different division. When I started watching the Schmoedown, I'll be honest with you, Chris, it was because of Inner Geekdom. That promo that Eric put together for Kevin Smith versus Mike Kalinowski.
Oh my god,
that got me. I was hooked because I am a huge.
AG in the chat. The problem with IG this year is that the exception of Amaru, there's no other rookies that have any hype.
That's very true.
There was. His name was Jesse Swift, and they already played Amaru, which is why I had an issue with that being the first match of the season.
You're not the only one, brother.
We'll go back to that because I want to bring that up when we talk about Lomas. But we'll go back to that.
Yeah.
But I got into the Schmoedown because of that match, because I'm a huge wrestling fan. And if you know anything about wrestling, and Chris, I know you run a wrestling show, so you'll know this reference. The Stone Cold Rock WrestleMania promo with I don't remember.
WrestleMania 17?
WrestleMania 17 is the best promo I've ever seen in my life. When I watch that promo, I get the chills when I watch that.
Insert into my bloodstream. I run through a wall, dude. It's so
that
good.
Kevin Smith's Mike Kalinowski promo is literally my second favorite promo of all time. To that
really,
Stone Cold Rock. That is the one of the I love. I will
It's
watch
like
that
right
promo.
there with Rock Austin.
I will. It is because you see so much emotion of Kevin losing from "Don't Tell Peter" to the comeback to Mike beating Rachel finally, and now you're going to see these two where and then Kevin almost losing to Chandru. Never forget that he could have lost to Chandru if he doesn't answer that 5-point question. And he talks about it. The answer didn't come to him right away. It took him a second, and then he got it. So there's so many things that could have happened. So that promo is amazing. So what I'm trying to go back to is I started watching Schmoedown because of the IG division. I then got more invested because of singles because of Ben Bateman. I am more on now with the Star Wars division because so you could go year to year and be like, man, I love IG. Oh, next year I'm on teams. No, man, next year, this last year, man, Star Wars was the thing. Now this year, oh man, Adam Collins. He's the best. Right. He might be the best to ever play. So now I love the single division, and there's so many things going on. So that's what's making the Schmoedown better is that each division is growing. And you might think, oh well, it's not as good as it was last year. That's because the other divisions right now look amazing. Singles and Star Wars right now look amazing.
Yes,
amazing.
Yeah.
Teams right now is a little rough because of the digital era. Yeah. It's like But once we are able to get back into studio, teams are going to be more amazing. IG, the match that I watched today and the match and tomorrow, Jesse Swift match, those were amazing matches. So everything is starting to build off of each other. You know, IG is going to build off of Star Wars. Singles is going to be teams is going to build off of singles, and eventually it's going to get to a point where every division is on top level. And you're not going to be disappointed watching any division. It might not. There might be some matches where you're like, that wasn't the greatest match, but you're still going to want to watch it because it's going to be awesome, awesome to watch. So I'm super excited. I think IG is going to be good this year. I'm still excited for Star Wars. You know, my homegirl Lacey Gillen is going to be kicking Go Leader's ass.
I'm a fantasy team.
You know,
Lacey
so
Gillen, what's up?
You know, and then you saw what Marie Wilson did. You know, she killed it.
We love
Marie.
Killed it. You know, and you still haven't seen Zach. You still haven't seen Thomas. You still haven't seen a lot of these people.
And see, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. This all these players that we've just built up, we haven't seen the majority of them yet, and it just has that excitement around that. You didn't have and here. Adding on, as you said, Swift had the popular hype, not that he's good and going to be taking names hype.
Sure.
Doesn't matter. Hype is still hype. Hype is hype. Hype is hype.
Clout is clout. I don't care what kind of clout it is. So I know. Go ahead, Matt.
If you take the two most hyped IG rookies and pit them against each other in the first match, that's partly why the hype for the IG died a little bit.
No, and we complained about it. We moaned about it when it happened.
Yeah, and I think now Saul has brought that back. And I think Christian has gratitude towards Saul for that because Saul, like I said, Saul has the ability to talk. Yes. If you talk to him privately, if you talk to him in a chat, if you get him on your show, the man knows how to talk. And he it's not fake, people. Let me tell you something. The guy that you see talking on these shows, that's the guy that's you talk to behind the scenes. I've talked to this man for months. That's how he talks. Okay, that he's the same. He's not a different person. And he's serious. He takes this thing seriously, and he really wants to be good at it, and he really wants to be the best at it. And so he takes it seriously. And it's not a character. People think he's playing a character. It's not a character. That's how he is. The man isn't.
And to piggyback off of that. To piggyback off of that, like ASG said, that there aren't too many big hype rookies outside of Amaru because he went second. Like, okay, great, but Saul had one match last year. As far as I'm concerned, he may he's a sophomore now, but he had one match. Like, he's he had one match, and it was
tournaments. It was the tournament format at that. It's not like he's in a regular season. He probably would have had two, maybe three matches.
He's so green still. And he faced off against a guy who, again, we didn't see too much inner geekdom out of him until the tournament last year. So, as far as I'm concerned, Saul still matches that hype. And he, especially after the week Saul's had since he beat John, the hype for Saul is real. And I would not be surprised if Christian tries to spin this Saul hype into him, insert him into that Parker that Parker Zipper Hannah, whatever that match is going to pan out to be, or that Kalinowski Barbarian Damon, how that match is going to pan out to be. Like if I'm Christian, I'm throwing Saw into that into that,
I disagree.
Into that thing and see what happens.
I'm with Suge on this.
I disagree.
He's got to.
He has to play. He's got to play one more match before he gets.
And I'm not. Okay, let me rephrase.
No, I would only say. Yeah, but I would say play Rue only because I feel that Rue is 1-0. That whoever wins that coming out of that match, the hype would be real. Coming out of that match, that's going to elevate whoever wins that match, totally. Whether it be Saul or Amaru.
That's how I was going. Point him in that direction.
And then you take him and put him in that mix of some high caliber players.
ASG in the chat. It matters when talking about rookie hype. The Dragon Count players are contend for the belt hype. Singles have a ton of rookies that could be great. We have hardly seen any of them. IG not so much.
But again, hype is hype. That's all I'm saying. Hype is hype.
Inner Geekdom brings hype itself. Right. Like, I mean, Mara Chandru is Exhibit A. Like, that was the gold standard of the division. That was probably the best Inner Geekdom match you ever saw. Like, both competitors put up record numbers, and we just like, oh yeah, it was Mara's moment. But let's also not forget about Chandru too. Chandru may be caught up in some wacky storyline stuff, but he's still really, really good at Inner Geekdom. And that was the gold standard, that match between the two of them. And Mara just had to best the record that was already set before. So there's already a lot of hype behind Inner Geekdom, and you don't need rookies to create the hype. And ASC, that's probably not what you're trying to say, but Inner Geekdom already has its own what's the word? It has this aura to it that Cushing established, that Kalinowski established, that Smets established, Kanopik before, Inman, Navarro. Like, Inner Geekdom for a while was the creme de la creme of the most competitive Schmoedown we've ever seen. And then, like, once we went digital and we didn't know the future of things, Star Wars was like, you know what, we got this. And Star Wars needed that push. So I agree with what everyone's saying, but what I'm thinking in regards to Saul and what I meant by what I said earlier is like, yeah, I love having a face on Maru. Hell yeah, let's do that. Let's point him let's point him in this general direction as well. Like, to use more wrestling terms, like, let's long-term book this thing. Like, I'm not saying we should have Saul be in number one contenders matches next month or by the free-for-all even. Like, let's think past that and think going into the summer.
Look at I made it. Hold on, Matt. I made it my lifetime to argue with ASG. Love the guy, but I argue with him I argue with him all the time. I understand what he's saying. There isn't a lot of rookie hype behind the rookies that are in division, but he is right. Swift behind Amaru and then Swift, there really wasn't anybody else. I don't agree with the statement here that after Swift would have played, if Swift would have won his first match against anybody else, his hype would have built. He played Amaru, he lost. His hype is not dead because
it's taking a hit.
It's taking a hit, but it's not dead, so he's okay. Right. The thing is going to be the same thing with Saul. Jesse Swift's next match, he has to win. He doesn't win, he's done. You know, whether or not he could probably play another year, whatever like that. Right. But his hype is gone. And he's just going to have to build himself from the floor down. Yeah. So I don't agree with you there, ASG. I agree with everything else you're saying. You are right. Other than Amaru and Swift, who else are the IG rookie hypes? There's not really anybody. You know, there's
and I did agree with that initial statement.
Yeah. Now there's a lot of IG coming back that was hyped. You had Alex Damon, you had Saul, you have Ben Goddard, you have the Barbarian, you have Robert Parker, you have Eric Zipper, you have Brandon Hanna.
You had Mara, and we saw how that panned out.
Yeah, you had a lot of people in that division coming back. And so I think ASG is right. There wasn't a lot of rookie hype like there is for Star Wars or even for the singles division. You know, there's rookies that are there that you're like, oh, okay, they might contend for a belt. Oh, they might be great.
Word.
I agree with you there, but I don't agree Swift would have lost his hype. I just think it just took a hit. He can build it back up if he doesn't lose his next match, and he's going to have to work on it. He's going to have to win his next match, and I think he'll be fine. and then you play. Then you slowly start, like Chris said, in like wrestling terms. You just got to take it one. You got to play. You're just gonna have to play who's in front of you, beat them, and eventually you'll get that hype back.
Right.
But it's up to you now, because Christian could easily just give you jobbers and you'll win and build a. But we know the truth. We're like, I don't think he can beat a Ben Goddard, a Saul, the Barbarian, a Chance Ellison, a Robert Parker. So you gotta be able to win these matches and build yourself back up. And that's what Swift's going to have to do now. This is what Saul did. Saul lost his first match, came back. Now, granted, he beat John Humphreys. Like I said at the beginning, John Humphreys has a lot going on in his life, the real rejects, personal life. How much does he actually dedicate? Saul dedicates to the Schmoedown. So it's going to be his next match. It's going to be more telling when whoever he plays. Like his next match is going to be very telling of how good Saul can be. Because if Saul comes out and makes the same performance and knocks somebody out, now we're getting a little scared because the man's good on the mic and now he's picked up the knowledge. If he beats somebody, let's say the person misses their 5-pointer, okay, let's see what you do in your next match. That's what Saul. We got to see what you do in your next match. Now, if you overachieve, then we can kind of be like, all right, this guy's starting to get it now, and I think he is starting to get it because he's so dedicated and so he's so obsessive with the Schmoedown. It's really crazy how much he loves the Schmoedown and how much he wants to be good at it. It's like people think he's playing a character, but he's not. That's really him. And that's what's exciting. And I like that because I like seeing people taking it seriously and dedicated and really putting their effort all into it to make this game enjoyable for us. Because like I said, as a competitive person, when you're competitive, I enjoy it more. If you're just coming to have fun, hey, I'm still going to love it, but I'm not as invested. I'm invested with what Saul's doing because that's like, oh man, this guy's showing up to take people out. Let's do it. I want to see it. I want to see him go. I want to see him beat Chandru. I want to see him get tomorrow and see what he can do on the mic. Could you imagine Mike Kalinowski versus Saul? That had the mic skills of
God
that.
bless America.
It'll be amazing. So I want to see Saul succeed. So I'm excited for it.
Well, riddle me this, Batman. Who would you rather Saul play next, Amaru or someone who's already established? Because John, technically, John was established already.
Yes.
So would you rather?
He was kind of established because he never played IG other than the one turn.
Besides the tournament last year, yeah. So would you rather have him play somebody else like that who's been in the game for longer, or have him play someone like Amaru who how they're still technically still fresh to the Schmoedown? You know what I mean?
Well,
because we keep talking like, oh, Saul, he should play Amaru, and I totally agree with you.
For me, the match that would be amazing was see Saul versus Ben Goddard.
Yeah,
both 1-1. Well, we can't because they're in it because they're both the den, so you can't do it. So like,
damn, yeah, you
got my hopes up for a second. So.
Yeah,
that would have been great too.
I don't want to see. I think Amaru is going to be the next best IG player. To be honest with you, I don't know if it's next year. I don't know if it's next year or this year. What I don't want to see is one of them get derailed playing each other right away.
Like how how Mac says with like Amaru and Jesse facing each other off the bat. It did derail Jesse. Let's be real. It derailed Jesse for a little bit because he lost.
Yeah.
Now, he didn't lose bad. He lost.
Yeah. But if you play them right now, let's say Saul beat them. That might derail Amaru. Now let's say Amaru beats Saul. Now Saul's 1 and 2. So I think you need to give him something. I don't know what. So you're looking at possibly like a Greg Alba. You're looking at
possibly beat the Mercs twice. Haven't beat the Mercs twice, dude.
Yeah. have him play Greg Alba. He can play Jen Kemp. Who I think, and to me, Jen Kemp is so slept on, and I think, and I've talked to her. Her IG wasn't her best division, and you saw when she played Video Drew. If it wasn't for Video Drew, perfect. if Video Drew doesn't go perfect, Jen Kemp beats anybody that day. So Jen Kemp would be amazing versus Saul.
Yo, ASG in the chat has Saul welcome Merle to Inner Geekdom. That's what the party's
once again, that's the derailing issue.
No,
that would be amazing.
Totally is.
It would be amazing, but it would later. It would seem later down the line. So I'm looking at a Jen Camp. I'm looking at a Jen Camp. I'm looking at a Greg Alba.
Another rookie? Like, are we like maybe like a Mark Haas?
Now that Saul has a dub, you don't give him a rookie unless the rookie has a dub. And right now, the only rookie with the dub is Amaru, so you don't do that.
Amaru, or you throw him in against Janina Machine if she's playing IG this year.
Yeah, she is. So that's a fair one. But no, Shug, you talked about what's up?
That's either my homie Jose or Brody. What's up, you guys? How you doing?
Well, no, you talked about
Hot Take. It's a great name.
Yes.
Oh, it's amazing.
Talked about it's a great podcast too. You talked about the fact that Saul doesn't get lost in his character. I think that's honestly the perfect way to transition into the next match we had, which was full of character, and that was Brother Lomas versus Frankie Alvarez.
Can I what's going on, Jose? Lunch break hot take?
Is that the one who said the Nets didn't need any help?
Like, I mean, was it before?
Yeah, it was. He's a Brooklyn Nets fan.
So am I, but I'm willing to admit they needed help. And look, they had to go out and get help. Just saying.
They got a lot of it too.
I know. Hold up. I just got to ask this question because I haven't been following anything. I literally shut myself off from the world.
They had to go.
Did they get Blake Griffin?
Yeah, they got Blake Griffin, but before that, right at like a couple weeks after they made that trade, they had to go pick up Amon Shumpert and Andre Roberson, which has helped on defense, and just with their depth, which they were lacking after the trade. Former Cleveland Cavaliers.
That's Tiana Taylor's husband.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, damn. I haven't been watching anything.
Back to Schmoedown.
This has been Who Are They Final Buzzer. No, but see the thing with Lomas Alvarez. So I will get this party started. As the resident Mark here at Who Are They Real Entertainment, I love me some pro wrestling. So when Brother Lomas was first introduced into the Schmoedown, there was all this anticipation because him and Rick Radis, right back to back, they got the
Christian seal of approval.
Bam. You got the Christian seal of approval. It's like, these are the next big thing. These characters that are larger than life that are coming off the screen. They're the next Dagnino. Our boy Rick Radis got compared to Dagnino, Finstock, and Snyder. That's some big shoes to fill. But Lomas, he just had this aura to him, and especially after not doing any after shows, at least not until this past weekend, not doing any after shows at all. Going into his match, we had no idea what he was capable of. We only saw the Facebook videos from him on social media, commenting on people's things in character, which is awesome.
Ooh, ASG taking shots.
Oh, hell, ASG. We're not even there yet. But the match itself, Lomas was in the lead going into the third round. It was 14-11 at the end of 2 rounds. Lomas had a great first round, got 7 out of 10. He gets Christopher Nolan second round.
7 out of 8. Remember, first round in singles was only.
Excuse me. 7 out of 8, and then he gets 7 points in the second round, so 14 points going into that third. And Alvarez wasn't doing too bad either. He had 11 going into the third, but it was a tale of 2 third rounds because Alvarez went first, got all 3 of his questions asked to him, got the 2-pointer, which we'll talk about in a second. That 3-pointer he missed, the lethal weapon question, and then that the now infamous Tommy Boy question he nailed for his 5. And then Lomas lays a goose egg in round 3. Final score 18-14. Alvarez takes the W. So, but do we want to talk Lomas or do we want to talk about that damn 2-point question that Alvarez had?
Well, we'll get to the question, but I want to say this. Christian's smarts really helped Lomas here.
Yes.
And the reason I say that is he kept him off after shows. He looked great in those first 2 rounds. And then he just let a goose egg. he is not hurting as bad coming out of this now. As as bad as it would look for a normal normal Schmoedown match.
Christian nailed it on the head.
Because people didn't know about him. So now we could because at first he looked good. It looked like he was going to run over Alvarez. And then he just laid a goose egg in that round. And that could have just been he got categories that he just doesn't know. And so it looks bad, but he's not coming out of this hurt as he normally would be. So now we know going into his next match, he needs to shore up some things and he needs to win. He's in the same spot as we were talking about with Saul and now Jesse Swift, but it's more urgent. He has to win his next match or else he's in trouble.
Lomas really needs to win his next match.
He needs to win it, And so
Corey Cameron said it best. If he knows the directors to Castaway and to the Green Inferno, this is the whole different conversation we're having.
Yeah, definitely. And so I just think this lunch break, that's amazing. Saul, look what his comment. That's amazing. So I watched my first Schmoedown match the other day. Saul versus some other guy. Yeah, some other guy. Saul wrecked.
That's what Saul made him feel like, some other guy. That's so sad. But Lomas, please continue.
Yeah, and the sad part is that other guy, John Humphrey, has a YouTube channel with 300,000 people on it.
Right, a lot of people love John Humphrey.
John Humphrey's amazing, but he got smoked.
It wasn't even fair. That damn spider, like Leo said it earlier, them damn Spider-Man questions. But brother Lomas though, Lomas,
Warfather 2.0.
Jesus.
I don't think he's Warfather. I don't think he's
Warfather 2.0. I'm just saying.
I don't think he's Warfather 2.0, but he's not as hurt coming out of this match as he would have been had he done after shows and there been so much hype behind him. But he's in a tough spot now that he has to win his next match. And then also too, can we stop? With Dagnito. Dagnito needs to learn how to be a damn manager or something. If you cannot catch I Am Robot,
oh my god,
then that's your own fault. And people in the chat, people in the Facebook group saying, well, they should have caught it, this and that. Look pay the fuck attention. Sorry,
that's been all the man.
I don't know what you got. Pay the fuck attention. Okay.
Well, Shug, that's been all the managers this year.
We went almost an hour. Damn.
Okay. Pay attention to what that's your job. Pay attention.
That's been two other managers so far this year. Coy did it with the Superman the movie question.
Yeah. I don't think that one is as blatant and people shouldn't be as upset because I don't remember because I remember hearing
so here's the thing. Coy challenged it, he just waited till after the next question, apparently. He challenged it the wrong time.
Okay.
Well, either way, if Dagnito even challenges it and it's incorrect or whatever, he gets it wrong, the outcome of the match is still the same. At the end of the day, Alvarez still beats Lomas. Now we could totally talk about how Dagnito is a questionable manager. We can have that discussion.
I actually don't think so. I know.
I'm not saying he is.
No. I don't think if Dagnito challenges that, he wins that. Yeah. And it changes the momentum. It changes Frankie's mindset.
I saw somebody in the Facebook group say this best. Because Lomas had a larger gap to overcome, he purposely saved all of his repeats for that last question. If Frankie had only hit his 5, Lomas could have burned a second one on his 3-point question, getting to the answer of Eli Roth. It changes the strategy when you get in a deeper hole.
Sure, but who knows that? And this is, we're talking into a freaking chamber, but who knows he even knew the answer? If he would have even gotten to Eli Roth, that's the thing. So, if he misses the I am robot question, Corey Cameron in the chat just leads me to think that both Gucci and Lomas didn't know the correct answer. Right.
The correct answer too. To I am robot? Are you fucking kidding me right now?
Yeah, I am legend robot.
Yeah, see, look at now. I'm fucking the whole thing up because I keep saying I am robot. I robot. Okay, it's I am legend. I robot. Get your shit straight. Get your Will Smith movie straight. Jesus
I'm
Christ.
looking at this as if Lomas was still going to miss his 3 questions. Like, and if he did, then the outcome of the match is still the same. Alvarez takes a W, just not in as convincing of a fashion. But
Yeah.
like the Lomas questions, like Castaway, like Zemeckis and Hank, so that's an iconic duo. And then you go on to Green Inferno, which is a little bit of a deeper pull. It's still Eli Roth is still a recognizable name, and especially in that genre of film. So like, but that 5-point Orson Welles question, we can have that debate all damn day. Matt and I had it an hour ago. But like the thing with what I'm saying with Alvarez, like, yes, do I think he should have got those 2 points? No. But to your point, Shug, Lomas wasn't hurt that much in defeat, not only because he was kept off at after shows, because the character was so damn good. Like the intro promo, the stuff with Gucci before the match even started.
Professional. Oh my God.
Yes. The stuff he was doing in between the match, like he was in character the whole time, and Christian nailed it on the head, where a character can power through a loss. Like he kept mentioning Andrew Guy. Guy can do that. Guy took a convincing loss in August, and here we are. Oh, Guy's back. Guy's back. That's all of us. And Guy just got his ass handed to him on my birthday in August. So it's like, yo, this is what Christian was saying. He nailed it on the head. Lomas lost by 4 points. Like, and that 5-pointer on either side, we can debate all day. At the end of the day, who cares? Like, because it's a subjective 5-pointer, but. Like Alvarez still took the dub, and Lomas doesn't look that bad in defeat.
Yeah, no, he doesn't look bad in defeat, but his back is against the wall. But he's entertaining, and people like I said, there's some people that love the Schmoedown for the entertainment value. There's some that like it for the movie trivia, and some like it for the sports aspect. I happen to like it for the sports aspect and the wrestling. I thought I was a movie trivia buff. I don't know shit. Okay, otherwise I would be in the Schmoedown.
Don't know shit,
but I don't know. I don't know shit. So, and I agree with Taylor saying Alvarez should be grateful for that W. He really should, because he didn't look bad, but he didn't look amazing.
Taylor, click in the chat. Yeah, Lomas stole the damn show without it. No, Lomas was still the talking point after the match, for better or for worse. Like, yes, like, and I was telling Matt this earlier. Going into that third round, it was Lomas's match to lose. And maybe this sounds, maybe I don't know if this sounds too rude or not, but Alvarez didn't win, Lomas lost. You know what I mean? Like, y'all catch what I'm saying by that? Like,
absolutely.
Because if Lomas hits those 2 director questions, he got asked back to back who directed this questions. Like, and I mean, maybe Castaway, it's Castaway, and then Green Inferno, I totally get it. But like, if you answer 2 director questions back to back, you win the match, and the whole discourse is different. The entire discourse. We're talking how Lomas is the second coming of the next great character in the Schmoedown.
But Chris, that's what's great about the Schmoedown.
Exactly.
You pick those numbers, you don't know what you're gonna get.
Exactly.
You don't know when you pick those numbers, you're leaving it up to PJ Campbell and the writing gods of what you're gonna get. Okay, so you better go sacrifice a goat to PJ Campbell and hope to God that he gives you something good.
Or in Lomas' case, he goes to pray to PJ Campbell.
Yeah, and he didn't get it. He must have pissed off PJ Campbell. He must have said something bad about a corgi.
He used his name in
Campbell.
vain.
Yeah, he did something because he pissed PJ Campbell off, and PJ Campbell gave him the finger. So blame PJ Campbell. Let's be honest, okay? Let's just blame PJ Campbell for all this. No, I think, like I said, Lomas is coming out of this
virtually unscathed.
I don't think unscathed.
No, that's why I said virtually, because he comes into the point where people loved his character. He played well enough for people to want to see more of him.
He did really well in those first 2 rounds.
Yeah,
he did really well.
I remember when I talked to Christian back in December, and he was asking me about we're talking to me about rookies. He straight up said, if a rookie goes 0-1, they're going to get a second match, and no one's going to bat an eye. That's just how it's going to go.
Yeah.
They go 0-2, their future's at stake.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. This is what I said about Saul. So it like I said, Lomas now is backed up into the corner. He has to win his next match to just get back to being afloat. If he can do that, then I think he'll be fine. He just has to win his next match. Good. Thankfully, the singles division is so open. He can get
another match easily.
Another match, and be a favorite. You know, it's not like Star Wars. He loses a match. Oh, now I lost to Ace Cabrera, but now I gotta go play Sean Sullivan, or I gotta go play Adam Witt. Like, those ain't gimmies. You know, Sean Sullivan lost to Marie Wilson, but he was right there to win the match. You know, he could have made it a match. So the singles division is not as oh my God, you lost. You're not going to win again. He can get another match. He can win it. He can develop his character. He's got to put the work in. Gucci needs to pay attention to what the hell he's doing and be a proper manager. And remember that it's iRobot, not I Am Robot. You moot. God damn.
When I was watching that, I was driving back to Indiana, so I took a little bit of a break. So I was watching Lomas Alvarez, and he said, "I am Robot," and I'm like, "No." And Christian's like, "Correct." I'm like, "No!" Like, I was screaming in my car, like at this gas station, like, "No!" Like, and it was.
But I can see the confusion, because I Am Legend is Will Smith, and iRobot is Will Smith. I can see it, and this is not on Christian, but
it should have been challenged. At the end of the day, it should have been challenged 100%. But like any rookie that takes an L, like, it doesn't matter who you are, whether, like, we talked about Swift earlier, now we're talking about Lomas, like, they can bounce back. Like, this is not the end of the world, especially with how many matches are being played this year. We have 5 this week. 5 matches, which is absolutely nuts. Like, it's almost too much. But 5 matches this week. Like, you'll get another match. Shit, you'll probably get another match by July. Like, you know, like,
for sure. You're gonna get another match. You'll probably be filming a match within a month.
Right, and that's if we don't get an Inner Geekdom and Jesse's case tournament before even that happens. So who knows? Yeah. But Lomas is going to be perfectly fine, but he has to win his second match. Like, absolutely. I don't see him going 0-2 and still keeping the same type of hype, or people will immediately start to see through the white collar and they're like, it's just a dude. Leo Logan in the chat, I could see Frankie play the winner of Christy V, Rick Radis. Yeah, I mean, why not? Like, at this point, and that's next week, right?
Yep, that's next week, next Thursday.
Yeah, Ace in the chat.
Are you guys excited? Your homegrown project is going to be playing. Are you guys excited?
Yeah.
Look at that smile that came on Chris's face. I love it. Look at he wants to gloat so much. Rick
Radis. I mean, he. I don't really know Rick too much. We had him on the show one time, but but his raging.
I talked to him.
We had Rick on the show twice. Correct.
We have had Rick Radis on the show twice. Yes, we had him on the show twice. So those are the only 2 times I got to talk to Rick. But in regards to his ragings, we talk all the time. Yeah, so I'm excited to see his client compete next week, but that's next week. We'll get to that later. But Leo, totally, I can see that. I would love to see Frankie play Christy V or potentially Rick Radis, depending on who wins that match next week. And who knows if Radis doesn't take the L, I would love to. I mean, I'd still love to see Lomas Radis at some point. I think those promos would be awesome. But they're on the same.
I think Alvarez Radis would be a great promo. I think
Alvarez would be awesome.
Alvarez versus Radis, they're one.
The story is he's avenging his faction mate at that point.
Yeah, but I think Christian's going to be smart and not put those people together right away. Because, man, if you start putting those right away, what are you going to have for the end of the year? You know, for some big matches. I think you got to, maybe put Alvarez against a veteran. Something like an Adam Witt.
If
Adam Witt plays in singles, that's the thing.
Yeah, if we're
going
singles,
lower down the totem pole in regards to singles, like, I mean, there are a bunch of hyped up singles players too.
I got the match, Christian. I got the match. The next match.
Book it.
Alvarez versus Ben Goddard. Let's go.
Book it, Vince. Book it.
That match would be the shit talking that would come out of their 2 mouths. I would be for it. I don't know who I root for, but that would be some of the greatest shit talking in the world. Yeah, Frankie is very good on the mic.
Corey Cameron
Yeah,
to check.
Frankie's very good match.
Frankie was comfortable. And that's the thing. Like, I love a good shit talker. Like, I love when people talk shit. Like in the Schmoedown, like, it gets me hot. It gets me hyped. And like, we just got them talking about Saul, and Frankie did really good, and Lomas in his own way talking his own stuff. So like, I dig that a lot. That's why another reason why I can't wait to see the Rage or Rick Radis play next week.
She can't. Frankie would get KO'd by Goddard. I don't know about that.
I don't know about that.
And plus it's been a while since Goddard's played in any capacity, really. So no, but this Lomas Alvarez match, it's two rooks who they look great for different reasons. Alvarez showing that he can answer a third round question, because at the end of the day, the biggest criticism we have against Lomas right now is that my man went 0-3 in the third round. Like, that's the only bad thing you can say about him. Like, yeah, he could have gotten that extra point with Nolan, or he could have gotten that. He could have went perfect in the first round, but it's his first match. And he still looked darn good until that third round.
Yeah, that third round was pretty bad. That third round,
especially when you get them back to back to back, and you know your opponent just got all their questions, and and the disparity with the fives that people keep talking about, because people are going to find a way to ask questions to the writers supposedly about these questions. They're subjective. I didn't know either one of them, so I'm not going to comment. I
do
both.
And that's awesome, Matt. But the thing with these two guys, right? Like, it was. I find it hard to poke holes in their 5-pointers. Like, is there a lot of information given? Yes, but that's on both sides. Like, yes, one movie came out in the 90s, the other one came out in the 50s. So, like, maybe that's the biggest disparity, but it's the Schmoedown, and classics is a category, and and it's, I know it wasn't classic, it was crime, but still, you know what I mean? Like, I think there's enough information given, especially when it's phrased, what famous actor? Like, it really narrows it down, especially in that time period. So, like, that's what I'll say in regards to the 5-pointers amongst Alvarez and Lomas.
Wow,
like, you knew Orson Welles. How about that, HG? But singles, I mean,
didn't end with Lomas and Alvarez last week. They had a second match,
right? And that second match, I mean, I just watched it before the show started. It was Chance Ellison and Brendan Meyer. Two folks who are highly, they're competitive. They're beloved in the Schmoedown. There's a lot of hype behind them for different reasons. And two guys who are threats in singles and teams. And on some days, I think we said this on the show before. Like, Chance is like the A player, if we have to pick an A player out of Corruption, and then Meyer, depending on the day, I bet he can best Bibbs. So, like, these two guys are going at one another, and honestly, I thought this match ruled. This match is exactly what I wanted.
Yes, it was. Like this. It came down to the fives. This one came down to the fives. There was no disparity. There was the only questionable question, and I know, Chris, you and I talked about this, was Meyer's round 2 Oscar question. The way it was worded, it was too wordy. I knew the answer. I was in the LGR Discord in the live chat while we were watching the match, and ultimately, I'm like I'm pretty sure that's Stallone, but that is a weirdly worded question.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we can't even go a couple of days without talking about without talking about a question in a match, right? That's whether it's those 5-pointers in Dan and Snyder's case, or the 5-pointers with Alvarez and Lomas. But now the questionable one was the second round question, and how it may have been too difficult, at least how it was worded.
Yeah, the wording was what was off with it. Otherwise,
Logan in the chat.
Question.
Rocky was not Brendan's friend, as he missed 2 of them. Yeah, he missed that 3-pointer in the 5th round in regards to Rocky. So, like, there was who knew that Rocky would be the thing that sunk Brendan Meyer of all things? Because, I mean, besides that, he killed the Oscar category. He did great.
Yeah.
And Chance had Planet of the Apes, which he plowed through as well. So, both of these guys played fantastic. Like I know Chance missed 2 questions his first round. Meyer missed 1, and they both missed what year did Terminal and the Lady Killers come out?
Yep.
Those Tom Hanks movies. But besides that,
Pretty
Ellison came out on top
game.
after he got his Antonio Banderas with that Brad Pitt category.
Yeah. We need to stop with this whole. If you know the damn answer, just answer. So annoying. And on chance, I know you'll see this. Stop doing that crap. Just answer the damn question. Okay? Just do it.
It's for dramatic effect, bro.
No, it doesn't make. We all knew he freaking knew it.
Right.
Answer the damn question. Come on, man. Stop doing that. Stop doing that.
ASG in the chat. Wording wasn't the issue to me. It's just how to be an Oscar wheel expert. It's tough when you also need to know nominees. But it's a fair question. No, yeah. Like it was not. I mean, because Brendan, his answer was winner, not nominee. So in a way, he was on the right path. But and he even heard the question correctly because he repeated it back to him after the fact. But I agree with you, ASG. I didn't like the question. I didn't like that that second round Oscar question. It just felt off. And I believe if I'm not mistaken, wasn't the score like oh my gosh, like they were within like 1 or 2 points of each other.
I think it was like a few. There was only a few questions. We just looked at this too.
I just watched this match.
I know. Hold on. I luckily have your. It was final score was 24-20.
Word. Okay.
Because Chance, it was 19-20 when Chance hit his 5-pointer.
Oh yeah. It's like I don't know what else I expected out of these two. Like these two guys could be competing for a singles belt. I don't know, next month. But yeah. I loved watching this match. And Chance, I mean, I'm a Chance fanboy. He's on my fantasy team. What's up, Schmoes in the North? And I was over the moon to see my boy Chance get this W, friend of the show. But like, what's next for both of these guys, really? Because like the Mercs haven't had a good run recently,
and that leads us into the other part of this title, which is what's going on with the Mercs.
Well, I think they're running into just bad luck. Look, at Brendan Meyer's going to be okay. The man is amazing. Okay, I had him winning the tournament last year, and he almost did it. If it wasn't for Adam freaking Collins,
the most slept on match of last year.
Yeah,
the most slept on match.
He probably can win that tournament, depending on what happens with Snyder. I think Brendan Meyer's gonna be fine. This is great for Chance. He has so many problems winning singles matches. We knew he was great at teams. He showed up in IG last year. He beat who did he beat last year? I'm sorry, I can't remember in the singles tournament. Oh my god, because that Rachel Del Rio. He beat Del Rio, and that was a tough match for him. That was a tough match for him. So to get a quality win against Brendan, because it wasn't like he played a rookie
bad match
he played Brendan Meyer. So this is a boost of confidence for Chance. I see him taking this, and it's going to help him down the road. And so we'll see what happens. I think Chance probably should get somebody. It's Christian setting that match up. Was so high quality. It's kind of weird because Brendan Meyer is so good. He's a top. I mean, he's an A tier, S tier player. Yeah, he's one of your A tier players. And Chance, let's be honest, in singles wasn't an A tier player. He's probably a B tier player, and he happened to get over the hump now. And so I want to see what happens to him. And if it can, he's probably gonna message me and talk shit to me now because I said that. But as far as singles, not IG or teams, Chance, you're great. But I think now that's going to give him some confidence. I don't know if I want to see Chance versus somebody like top tier again. I want to see him.
Christian kind of hinted at that this match could possibly the winner end up in a number one contenders match. That was hinted at.
That's very interesting. That's very interesting because Chance does not have a good singles record. So I don't know why you would have this as this person can. I don't like that.
And like, and he lost. And he lost to LSM in the tournament, right? Last year, Shannon Miller.
He lost to Shannon Miller. The year before that, he lost to Bibiani, I believe.
Yep.
In the tournament.
So I mean, does the winner of this, or I mean, obviously, does Chance play the winner of Roca LSM?
I think that's what makes the most sense. Winner. I think
I can see that.
I think that's what Christian was even teasing. It's the winner of Roca versus LSM and Chance for a number 1 contender shot. I think that's what he said a couple weeks ago or a month ago or so. Okay.
Because I believe we got the ASG in the chat. Chance's problem has always been 5-point, and the 5-pointer and 5-pointers are the most gettable this year by design.
Yeah.
So and that's what gets him over the hump. Corey Cameron in the chat, not too worried about Meyer. His competition will always be the higher ranked. Will be the higher ranked players now. He just has to get over the hump. Totally. Like that's. I mean, I'm not worried about Meyer either, especially in teams. Yeah. Like Lord knows that Shazam already whoops ass, and that if they don't get that wonky ass Edge of Tomorrow question, like they still might be the team champions. Who knows? So, in regards to Meyer, I'm not worried about him. When Teams makes a return and he's paired up with Bibiani again, that's when I'm like, okay, let's get the party started.
Put some respect on Roca's name. First off, he was in the number 1 contenders match to play Dan Murrell. So I disagree.
Lost an OT, right? Lost an
OT. Then he lost to the eventual champion.
Yeah. So ASG, put some respect on Roca's name, okay? Outlaw Nation.
Word. Damn. Sugar going on ASG's head. All right, word. But Chance,
I missed the guy. I haven't seen him for a couple weeks. I got to talk shit to him.
I think Chance playing the winner of LSM Roca would make sense.
It happens, but he's an A-tier player, so he's going to end up with A-tier matches.
Yo, but he lost to Collins. Collins the champ.
Yeah, he lost to Collins. Yeah, he lost to the champ.
Like no one.
Okay, hold on. ASG, who's ahead of him?
What was ahead of Roca?
Yeah,
or Chance.
So he's asking because ASG said there's a ton ahead of him. He's asking who's ahead of him.
Who's ahead of him?
Oh,
give me some names.
Because you already had Snyder. Snyder's played and he lost. Merle was ahead of him and he lost.
I could see Bibiani. Sure,
Bibbs is playing Oyama this Friday. So
yeah, that's another potential matchup we could see. You Chance play winner of that. Like I'd prefer to see Chance LSM too. I do have LSM beating Roca, but like I would love that rematch. That we got.
Okay, you say Irwin. Okay, Irwin lost to Dan. Irwin lost to Dan, and then lost in the tournament.
And he lost to Snyder.
Yeah.
Who Snyder went on to win the tournament,
but I agree.
Finish in the finals.
I can
understand that.
I can see that. I can see.
But Irwin. My point I was making is you could use the same logic.
There's just a couple people I would see ahead of Roca. I see Irwin. I see Bibbs. Shannon Miller, but they're obviously Oyama.
Oyama got knocked out by Snyder in the second round.
If Tom was still in the league, Mark Riley. If Mark Riley deserves a chance, but we're going to see what happens.
But I wouldn't put him above Roca.
Bateman, Bateman, bro.
Bateman does not deserve a second chance. He got his ass whooped, or he lost twice.
You say you guys ass whooped, Shug? Don't lie now. Like don't say you guys ass whooped.
That's why he didn't get his ass whooped.
He didn't get his ass whooped. But you remember Reggie Miller, what he did to the Knicks? I won't do it on here. Okay.
The question from Corey Cameron in the chat: would you put Bateman over Roca? Yes.
Who's Bateman playing?
Riley.
So no.
No, okay. Dude, I don't know the schedule. I have been away for a while.
I'm not mad at you.
Because he's playing because you lost back-to-back championship matches and you were given a number 1 contender spot basically because you beat the living stuffing out of Guy.
That was supposed to be Kalinowski. I mean, so who knows? I mean, who knows how that match would have panned out? But I'm not ready to be like, oh, just because you beat Guy, it's like, all right.
See, that's what I'm saying. I can't put Bateman there because back-to-back championship losses. He went 1-2.
No. Let's be real, Matt. back-to-back championship losses, going into the 5th round with a 6-point lead and a 5-point lead. You know what happened? You choked, okay? I'm sorry to tell you, you choked, okay? And people used to get mad at me when I said that. You choked, okay? I don't care what you can't deny it. And we don't know what the effects of that's going to be, which I think is going to be greater than what people think.
Corey Cameron in the chat. Here's what needs to happen. The 2 winners of the Battlefield at the end of the month need to play each other. Oh, so winner of Riley Bateman and LSM Roca?
But see, I think you need to put Bibbs and Oyama in there. I think it's going to be
and Chance
these matches, and then one more match before that number 1 contender happens.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think that's what's going to happen.
So you're saying this set of matches and then another set afterwards?
Yeah, another set.
We may know who the number 1 contender is going into the free for all. Like there's like
which is April.
Yeah,
I don't think we will.
Like I don't think we will either. Because I mean,
yes.
shit.
And Leo, we're actually just about to get into that after we talk about this number 1 contender situation.
Yes, in relation to the title of the episode, if Bibbs didn't want to lose pay-per-view Friday, it can get worse for the Mercs. We'll get to that. But
thank you. I knew it was. I know Christian said this was like this month was setting up a path for a number 1 contender spot. I remember him saying that. So clearly you knew which matches were.
What do you hope? No, what do you hope would happen with this match? If Bibbs and Oyama play, who would you want to play Chance for? Would you want to see?
I want Oyama
Chance?
I want Oyama Chance because Oyama lost to Chance in the IG tournament, and I think Oyama wants his payback. And they have that long storied rivalry going back to the fan leagues. So
when we had Chance on the show, he was talking about how he wants to play Oyama again. Yeah, because they have this rivalry amongst each other because they're both products of the fan league real early on before we got this influx of folks in the last couple seasons. But we'll get because my prediction will be a spoiler. So I'll keep that till we actually talk about the pay-per-view. But the future of Chance Ellison is interesting. I would like him to play the winner of Bibiani Oyama, but at the same time, I want LSM Chance too really bad. Especially like LSM, like I mean, I think either one of them would have ran into the wall that is Adam Collins and lost. I mean, we saw LSM did do that, but I think the same thing would have happened to Chance at the time because Collins was on a tear. Adam Collins was on a tear, plowing through some of the Schmoedown's best at the time, and some of the Schmoedown's best the last few seasons. So LSM's going to be up there. LSM arguably is part of the future of this league if she sticks around for a while.
I think it's going to be interesting to see how she plays now being under a different manager because I did think the effects of Winston helped her. But we're going to see what she could do. And if she comes out better than think about it. The year before, she didn't have any manager. She played great. Stumbles, but played great.
Right.
Last year, she played amazing. Ran into Adam Collins.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And that was a great match on top of it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So now she has a new manager. She has new teammates, things like that. Let's see what she does. I think she's going to go far this year. I really want to see her in teams because
God.
I think they got kind of shafted last year with her and Adam that they didn't get to play more matches, even though they look good. So we're going to see what she does in teams. But what is she going to be with? Because it's Irwin and is it Irwin?
They've kind of made it known it's going to be Ethan and LSM because that's part of the reason that she came there.
Yeah, because
she covers his weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
Because Ethan has some glaring weaknesses. I think LSM picks that up. She picks up the slack in that case.
Yeah.
So, but who knows?
It's going to be very interesting.
1,000%.
But no, we got to talk about the Mercs because the Mercs, they're getting Mercs. And they have 2 matches. They have 2 matches this week, and they're big because it's a championship match.
Lots of points.
They have the potential to win. Okay, I'm not even going to say if it was a knockout. So what's that? 7 points for a championship win?
Yes.
So 7 points for a championship win, and then it's 3 for a singles win. So 10 points.
A 10-point swing in one night.
So they'll put them at 9. That would put them. If I remember the standings correctly,
are the champion? Are they live?
Yeah, they're live. They're live.
Okay. I didn't know for sure.
This is the
Yeah, this
live
is
event.
big. Here's the problem, though. As much as I love Demalanta, he's going up against
Alex Damon.
Alex Damon.
Mm-hmm.
You can't hope for a knockout. You got to hope he survives because Alex Damon.
Hell no.
He looks.
That's what I said. I'm not even going to put knockout as a question. I'm just going to say it's 7 points for a title win. Okay, so they would go to. So depending on how do the suspects have a match this week? I forget. Let me check.
Hold up.
I got the schedule up over here. Let's see. No, they do not. No suspects match this week.
Okay, so Sam Levine cannot be manager of the week for the third straight week in a row. That's impossible.
Right.
But
that would move the Mercs if they were to win both of those matches up to second.
Oh man. This is this could be oh god, because I mean, yes, there's totally a chance that both the Mercs matches are L's this week. Like
two for a singles match, so they would be tied for second.
Okay. Either way, they'd be out of that negative hole that they're in right now. And Demalanta has way more riding on him than Bibiani right at the same time. But these are two toss-ups. Let me put that Eve on the Mercs, Ricky Bobby. Like this could be really bad, but really good at the same time. Like because the losses are Swift, Humphrey, and Meyer. And like Swift's match, he didn't play a bad match. Amaru just bested him. Same thing in Meyer's case, and we all saw what happened to John. So, like, if you're gonna like, these are two of your heavy hitters. Arguably, your two heavy hitters, in Bibiani and Demalanta.
Well, no, they will have lost if both of them lose. They will have lost their three heavy hitters in a 1 week span.
Well, I mean, yeah, in 7 days, like that'd be. That's not a. And yes, corruption started off slow last year. Like, and it's no secret.
But
and people
they didn't lose all their heavy hitters. Rip.
Right. Like they were still winning matches, but they not their top guys. And are we gonna see another situation where Corey starts off really slow? Like how last year Bibiani and Meyer didn't play for a while after the match in January. So how's that gonna pan out as well? But the Mercs, I'm not worried about them. I'm not ready to count them out yet. Ask me again Friday night after these matches air, and I'll give you an answer. But this could be really bad. You can't start the season 5-0, especially when you're top three. Or that's what I meant. 0-5, and your top three players are taking L's, especially one being a title match, like a proper title match. Like that's not good. Like that's. I mean, not to state the obvious, but. Like that's just how it is right now with the Mercs. The Mercs are in a rough spot.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I mean we can do predictions now for these two. Might as well since we're here. So the undercard is Bibiani Oyama. Matt, who you got?
I'm going against. I'm just going to be honest. I am taking Oyama in this.
Ooh, here we go. Bust out the notebook. The spin for the real notebook.
Well, I got to add this past week's points to it. So we were both right about Meyer and Ellison. I think we both
picked Alvarez.
And then we both picked Saul.
Yes.
So got to add 3 more points to this.
Yes.
Well, add my 3 points too because I picked all those. So
put Shug's name next to mine. And so you have Oyama besting Bibiani. Is that what I heard correctly?
Yeah, I got Oyama besting Bibiani.
Shug, who you got? Oyama Bibs.
Ooh, why you put me on the spot like that? I really want Oyama to win, but I think Bibbs is going to win.
ASG in the chat, Bibbs just needs to win the free-for-all and then win the title while Shazam takes the team title back. No big deal, JK. Right, which is totally possible. Like, that could easily happen. Leo Logan
and I on the same page as always.
Oh, man. Leo, usually Leo runs the same wavelength. And Matt, this would be the first time we disagree on the program. I got Bibbs taking this on. I'm with Shug. For some reason, I can't see Bibiani losing singles matches. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, yeah, he lost to LSM, I was flustered when that happened, to put it lightly. But I don't see Bibbs losing this. I will be shocked if Bibiani loses this match, not because Oyama's a bad player or anything, but I think Bibbs, fully knowing he has to win this, like, plus my man's unstoppable. He's always standing, so he's always standing, so I can't knock my man. I got Bibbs. Winning this one, and we'll see how it goes. I'm standing by it. I'm not going to make a last minute choice, but that Star Wars match. Alex Damon, Andrew DeMolanta, AD versus AD, Star Wars title, bunch of points on the line.
Chris, who you got?
Oh,
Chris,
me.
we're starting with you. We're doing reverse order this time.
Alex, I think. I don't want to say like it sounds like I'm just crapping on DeMolanta, but until Alex Damon loses the belt, I will not choose against him. I will not pick against him. Like, he gives me no reason to. Like, his match with Ace at Spectacular. It just proved the still utter dominance. Alice can sit out a whole year and come back and still whoop you like it's nobody's business. So Star Wars is his job. He eats, breathes, lives, and he plays sabacc when he gets the chance. I have I have Alex Damon retaining his belt and getting them points for the Stars. Should go ahead.
Shug,
Did you
who
freeze?
you got?
Yeah, my
I
man
did.
froze.
I froze for a second.
Okay.
Shug, who you got?
This is how it's gonna happen. I probably gonna off with the numbers, but the score is gonna be 32-35. Demolanta.
Oh!
No. Hold on. Sorry, Damon.
Oh,
with Damon Lonta answering his 5-point question to win the match, and he's gonna hit it. And Nikki's gonna run into the room, hugging him with his daughter, and he's gonna celebrate his new Star Wars championship. I have Damon Lonta
almost straight away.
Yeah, I have Damon Lonta
win. Oh my God,
I have Damon Lonta win.
All right, I like a scenario. You thought the victory thing already, like. I mean, okay, yeah, I'll do mine too. So, final score, hypothetically, 32-30, Alex. And when he wins, Molly walks into the room and she just like shakes his head and he's like, yeah. And that's it. Real anticlimactic. Better question, what does Demolanta need to do to win on Friday?
Demolanta just needs to get through the first two rounds with Alex and him both missing a question or both going perfect. And I think round 3, 4, and 5 become less of a because he's played a 5-rounder. He played against Ace, so he knows what he has to do.
Right.
But as long as that first or second round, he doesn't panic, the third, fourth, and fifth round, I think he's going to be okay. And my prediction for the score is going to be
Just said
I'll say 30. 32. I said 35-32, but it was with Demolanta having to answer 5 points. So 37-35 is going to be the score.
What Demolanta needs to do is, Shug nailed it on the head. If you miss, don't freak out. Odds are Alex might miss one too. But the easy answer is to go perfect in your first 2 rounds. And then it's obviously up to chance at that point with how much you bet in the 3rd round and what happens in the 4th round. We just saw Alex do it in December, and my man missed 1 question. And Ace did great too. But at that point, Alex didn't have to do anything. He just had to answer questions. So as long as there's not that big of a disparity, a big of a gap between him and Demolanta, I think Demolanta will still be okay. But I don't think it's on Demolanta. Like, the question is, like, how good is Alex going to be? That's the question.
Yeah.
Like, but again, Matt, who you got, brother?
I got Damon. Damon.
Yeah, I mean
Alex the Demon Damon. But you want to know what else? Another demon's in the chat. Shug loves this one. Kaluki!
Cal!
What's up, Cal?
My best
My
friend.
boy.
It'll be tough
How you
for Damon
doing,
to lose
buddy?
the belt. I think it's going to be a Dragon Con person to take it, though. Ooh.
I agree with that statement 110%.
Dragon Con
I
player.
think it will be Thomas Harper to take the
I
belt.
cannot wait to see him play. Christian's making us wait to see Thomas Harper play, and I hate
It's a
him for it.
smart idea, but I disagree with you, Matt. I think Demolante's going to take it. He'll defend it against Laura Kelly.
No. He won't get to because Damon has an automatic rematch.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so he'll beat Damon. He'll lose. He'll beat Damon, lose to Damon, or beat Damon, or he'll. I think when Thomas Harper gets through his run, he's going to decimate everybody. But I think Demolante is going to hold it on for one title defense.
You think he's going to beat Damon twice?
I think so.
I don't agree with that statement.
I think so. I think he's gonna have the perfect manager to help him. I think Coy is gonna be able to help him.
Coy?
Coy's been doing this season, bro.
Tell me how Coy did in championship bouts. He had his guys ready. Like you said, if it wasn't for a freaky question,
but that was
Shazam.
Edge of Tomorrow question was awful.
Yes. But that was last season. I'm going based off of what have you done for me lately, Suge? What has Coy done for me lately? And that's botched 2 easy calls.
Hey, Dagnino botched calls.
He let John Humphrey stick with Spider-Man.
You can't really blame managers for that though. We saw what happened last year with Goddard. You can
because I look at this. Kaiser pushed back. Like Kaiser last year, he didn't push back. Kaiser this year, you're seeing a different Kaiser when he's like, no, do that. People are listening to Kaiser. I think it's because they went back and looked at the film and saw, hey, if we don't listen to Kaiser, bad stuff happens. Just saying.
That's just chance, man. Things happen. You talked to Kevin Smets when he kept the Harry Potter. He kind of knew he should have, but he was going for it. It's a gut feeling, and it's always a reaction later. Hey, it's wild. Hey, I'm just saying. I think I'll be honest with you. I know Chris jumped out to see when I said that. I do think Demolante's is going to beat him this Friday. I don't know if he can beat him a second.
You say he's going to beat him twice.
I said, but I'm like iffy about it. But I do believe he's going to beat him this weekend.
Okay. Like I was, trust me. Like I was high on Demolante too. I've gone on other shows and said like, "Yo, Demolante may be the guy to dethrone Alex Damon," but like, damn, dude. If anything, I got Laura beating whoever wins this. If we want to drop some takes, I got Laura beating whoever wins this match.
Nah, I got.
No, you wouldn't be able to because if Damon loses, he gets automatic rematch.
Well, okay,
they could turn it into a 3-way. He does because he's defended it so many times. He has an automatic rematch because he has so many title defenses.
Because he's grandfathered in. Yeah. Okay.
Well, he's been champ since 1960.
Because Dan did.
He had 4 defenses. He's had 4 successful defenses. That's the difference.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
I mean, if I think there's Corey Cameron in the chat respecting the take. I respect the take too. That's a bold.
I think he's talking about your take, Chris, because that just came in.
Oh, mine. Oh, then thank you.
I'm just saying. I've talked to Demolante personally, and I think he's
just. We'll send him on the link so I can tell him right now.
He just always. I think the problem he's ran into is he wants to get to Damon first instead of saying, okay, I got to take care of this. And I think that's changed this year, personally.
And if like you talk to Demolante, like obviously Matt and I haven't, just send Demolante the link, have him come in and explain himself. It's not too late for me to change my mind. I reserve the right to change my mind to the end of the show. Oh, see, like Corey hates my take. He said, "Chris, your take blows." Like Suge's take, that's where the party's at. And like,
by the way, Corey, hit me up on Twitter because I know we talked about getting you on here. Hit me up on Twitter so we can get you on here.
Yeah, you want to chat, brother? Corey Cameron will be on the show. Hell yeah, brother. But so we AC in the chat. If Andrew loses, does Laura beat Alex twice, Chris? Like I won't say that. I don't think man, Alex has proved that no one's going to beat him anytime soon, unless apparently your name rhymes with Bama's Garper. So, like, I don't know. Alex is such an anomaly in the Schmoedown. You can't really measure him. You can't, because like obviously you have his matches beforehand, but he's had.
I had a joke for that right now, but I'll keep my mouth shut.
Cool.
Anyway, keep going.
Hold on. Here, you want to know what I'll compare? What happens when people play Alex Damon and for a title belt to?
It's like when the Cleveland Browns play the Steelers.
It's like getting the belt in How I Met Your Mother.
Oh, Jesus.
The tricycle belt.
Look,
and everybody thinks they can do it, and when the thought of it just overtakes them, and they choke. That's all I gotta say.
I'm not gonna say Dimolance is gonna choke now.
I don't think he's gonna choke. I think he's
gonna put up one hell of a fight.
I think he's gonna play one of the best matches of his career, obviously, other than the Scrimshaw match. I think he's gonna have.
Both of these men will probably have to put up career numbers to best one another, which is crazy how to say in Alex's case. But I will continue to pick Alex. Oh, Corey Cameron.
I don't think so. I think Laura lost her edge. Personally,
Laura, what? Did we not watch the same match? Yeah, dude. What the?
I watched the same match. I'm not actually. I watched it afterwards. She played great, but I don't think she goes in with the same edge as she would have if she was with Corruption. I honestly don't believe that.
She's obviously still with Corruption. Did you not see the name tag?
Can we stop? Can we be real? Stop it.
No, but like she lost her edge, bro. Like, yo.
I'm not saying. I said she's not going to go into that match with the same edge as she would if she had Corruption backing her. That's just me.
If I mean, I was off about Laura being with Swag and not Corruption.
He's agreeing with Corey Cameron, by the way.
Word. Yeah, she's got her body shot.
I'm not saying no. I'm not saying she doesn't have an edge.
I'm over here in the corner taking these body shots.
I am a huge fan of Laura Kelly. Okay, she is amazing.
Laura is a star. She is
amazing. I'm just saying, I would feel way more comfortable if Corruption was backing her rather than Swag.
Totally.
That's just me. But so I'm saying is, if she's going into that match, if she wins, if she goes in that match, the edge is different than it is with her being backed by Swag. That's just me.
I second that notion, but I'm not about to knock Laura because of it. Like,
I'm not knocking Laura. I'm not knocking Laura. I'm saying Laura is amazing. I'm just saying the edge is going to be different when you got somebody behind you backing you up. Like look at it like this, Chris. I'm not trying to disrespect you. When Matt got you backing him up, he's like, all right. But when he's got Suge Knight backing him up, he's like, oh, I'm good. You ain't gotta worry about nothing. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, that's what it is. When he got you backing him up, it's all right. I got Chris backing me up. When he got Suge Knight backing him up, he ain't got to worry about watching his back anymore. Okay, he said my backside's covered. Ain't nobody get into it. Okay, that's how it is. That's all I'm saying.
No, and I mean we saw what happened last time with Suge Knight. Was getting somebody's back, but that's a whole different conversation for a different day. But
ASG's saying Swag got Ace to the tournament win. Imagine what they could do for Laura
ASG,
Kelly.
That's some
Winston.
Right,
no, but hold up. Back it up. Ace wanted Winston in his corner. Laura doesn't want Winston in her corner. That's the difference.
For now.
Look at Ace made a promise when he lost to Parker. I want to win every match for Winston. Laura has not said a damn word about Winston like that.
As far as I'm concerned,
that could be storyline. That's all I'm saying. It could be storyline.
It could be storyline.
And speaking of storyline,
let me ask you a question, Matt.
Hold on.
You can ask me a question after this. Because speaking of storyline, we got a hint of this storyline, and we do have a reaction from our own Chris Anthony Lopez.
Oh yeah, get out of here, Farrell.
This is the one. This is the big domino that's gonna make everything crumble.
Oh,
Andres, Andres
Ace.
Ace Cabrera.
What's up, bro?
Man, people,
Shut up,
people
Paul.
called me the brain of the swag squad last season, but you were the heart of it, man. Like, it was great training with you last season. You helped me win my belt. I helped you win the tournament and so on. And we were the only stars of the faction, even playing at the spectacular. So how are you doing, brother?
Good, man. Good. How are you?
So ominous.
I'm doing great. I'm just, a little tired of seeing all the disrespect in the faction towards you, my man.
My bad.
Not signing you during free agency, disrespect. Not picking you up in the first round of the draft, and even picking Laura Kelly over you, whom you beat, by the way. Disrespectful. And picking you in the third round and all this BS from Winston about like how he knew no one else was gonna draft you. Again, disrespect. So here's what I want to say. With Winston, we're never gonna reach our full potential. So how about you join Laura Kelly and me and get Winston to step down, and together we can actually try to get you your belt.
What, bro? Let me get you your belt.
Yeah, man, I'm hearing everything you're saying, and honestly, everything you're saying is absolutely true. You're absolutely right. It's disrespect. And it's disrespect coming from you, man.
Oh,
I don't know what you're talking about. You're disrespecting Winston. Winston is the one that got you your belt. Winston is the one that helped you train every night to study those IG questions. He's helped me study. He helped us both. He helped me get to the tournament, and he helped you get to your title. Now, I'll do you a favor, and I won't tell Winston you're going behind his back. But I'm telling you, man, everything you're saying right now is disrespect towards Winston.
Tell him! What are you doing?
Is this how you treat me after all we've been through together? Come on, you wanna be a goody two shoes ace like everyone else in this Schmoedown? Come on, go ahead. This is the reason you were TKO'd by Alex Damon. This is the reason no other faction wanted you for full 2 rounds of the draft.
Man.
This is the reason you were never gonna be champion.
Careful, Chandru. You're gonna find yourself in the wrong neighborhood. And that's an upset city. Peace out.
Ace on my fantasy team.
Damn you, Ace!
Damn.
Fine. I'll find someone else.
I'll do it myself. Oh, hell.
You push your body
That was hot.
in the name of fitness.
Who is this?
Sure.
Michelob Ultra? Good beer. That was hot. I like that. Oh, that was hot. I like that shit. Yeah, I love that shit. Like, look, no, this whole Chandru Ace and the whole Chandru Laura Kelly, conspiracy that's been going on with them trying to get Winston out. I've been questioning it since Chandru was like, "Oh, you failed me." It's like, when? What? And getting Ace to me is what would have made sense for the story to continue. And Ace is out here like, nah,
I'm faithful.
You're gonna go upset city, but I'm not gonna tell Winston. That doesn't make any sense to me. That makes zero sense to me.
I think to me it does, because he's trying to give Chandru a way to like change his opinion, change his mind.
Look, what are your 2 cents on this whole Chandru, Laura Kelly, let's get Winston out of the Schmoedown conspiracy thing?
It makes for a good storyline, but who are they going to replace him with is the problem, or it's going to be them replacing him. So it makes for an interesting storyline. I'm down with it. Obviously, they need to get a third person. So who's that going to be? Is it from somebody from outside the Schmoedown, or is it going to be somebody that's within the faction? So that's going to be interesting. It's cool. It's cool storyline. It's showing the full range of Chandru. It's kind of turning Swag into the heel faction. Well, now that you have Chandru, Laura, and if you can, it could possibly set up where Ace does turn on Winston, would be interesting. Even though he said no now, down the line he could turn on him. So makes it all interesting. It's good. I like it.
And we do have the other clip, but Chris forgot to share the audio for his match.
Again. Yeah. The other one was just Shannon Barney and Mike Kalinowski. This
reaction to Grace.
Right, reaction to Grace. Upset City, baby. I was just about to say that.
What if it's Jay? What if they bring Jay back and have him try to undermine Winston? That's his fellow Blurred. That's his co-host of Blurred.
Right.
And Jay is that heel type manager. And Chris, get the setup of two, and maybe this is just how it works. We get the setup of two more factions throughout the season. One of them being the Schmoedown.
Wait a minute, where'd that come from?
Because if you bring Jay in to start up another faction, that makes 9.
And we want 10.
You want to leave a number?
I'm waiting for Mark Ellis to be revealed as the leader of Schmoedown so I can go to sleep at night. And the second it happens, I will be the happiest boy alive. But Oyama or Corey Cameron in the chat, Oyama's the only other person that makes sense for Changer to go to, and we'll see if that happens this week. Corey Cameron with the sense right there. Yes. Because who do you get? If you stay within the faction, Oyama makes sense. GD. If you want a heavy hitter, Oyama's it. I like the Jay Washington thing though. Bringing Jay in because Jay was supposed to be Swag's advisor last season. It just didn't pan out. So that's dope. That's really, really dope. But these cutscenes that the Schmoedown have been doing recently, I think they're killing it because people kept asking for, myself included, asking for story, and now we're getting all this. We're getting the guy stuff, which is awesome. We're this Changer thing. Although I'm not feeling it right now, it can only get better from here, in my opinion. ASG, someone on C2A predicted Lon because he always never wanted Winston to know where he was.
That's weak. That's weak.
That would leave me with a similar feeling finding out that we did not, or getting that no leader reveal at Spectacular of the Schmoedown. Because we have to pay that off. The Schmoedown has to be paid off some way. And with Guy just popping back up, Mike and Shannon's cutscene had me rolling. Dude, they're cute as hell. Can I say that? Obviously they already have great chemistry, but the two of them, I want to see more of that, of just them reacting to Schmoedown things in their daily lives, and and Shannon just cussing up a storm and them having to censor it. That's really funny. I really dig it. But we did predictions for the other two, or the pay-per-view match this week.
Yeah, we're gonna skip the Inner Geekdom one because we both had that match spoiled for us, so we're not even gonna predict that.
We did, and the perpetrator is in the chat right now as we speak. I'll get Matt. Can I say it? I don't know if I can. Should I say it, Matt? There was a message that was in a group chat that I was in, and someone led me astray, but it's I will. I'm not going to say any names because it's not that big of a deal. But the first one is Hannah Zipper, and Hannah Zipper. I mentioned my fantasy team with the ace thing. I'm in a fantasy league with Schmoes to the North, our friends over there, and I have ace and I have Zipper. So we'll see how that goes today because I haven't seen the match yet. So we'll see what happens. So that, and then Corey Cameron in the chat.
Corey, here's the thing: if the vaccine rollout keeps going at what it is, we could probably go back to being in studio in June, July,
at a limited capacity.
At a limited capacity, which would be whoever's playing,
no crowd, no audience,
no. The crowd would be the people who are there to film that day. That would be that setup. Waiting till later this year to do live events is smart. That as much as I'd love an earlier live event, it's smart. ASG, I meant Lon as the next person siding with Chandra, and you just said it didn't make sense.
Oh, Spectacular happens. I'm getting an Airbnb. We all about the party.
I'll see y'all Spectacular, baby.
Tell me how much I owe you, how much Chris and I owe you, and we'll be there.
I'm in. I'm in. Just write me now, Chris Anthony.
But you got to bring the Mexican flag, and I'll have a Puerto Rican one. We'll be running around.
Hell yeah, dude! I'll rip it right off my wall.
I'll have a Black Panther flag. kidding.
Right. Like, which Black Panther? Like Wakanda? Like we need to pick one. No, wait a minute. It's like we need to cool it. But no, yeah, but Hannah Zipper, 2 Inter-Geekdom heavyweights, in my opinion. That match is going to be awesome. It went up to patrons today. It'll be public on Wednesday. And from what I've heard, it's a really good match. Yeah. So we'll anticipate that when the time comes.
But no, Shug, I know this next match you got a lot to say about. That's Janine versus Jader. We'll let you take this one by yourself. I'll just say real quick, I got Jader winning this. Chris, who you got?
Really? I am very surprised.
I wasn't ready for this. I thought we were gonna talk Star Wars. The Janine and Jader. Oh, I loved Jader's play last year. For as little as we saw it.
I think he gets over his hump. That's all I gotta say. Because he just sucks in the second round. He's great in the first, great in the third, struggles in the second. I think
I have Janine on my fantasy team.
Stop picking based off a fantasy team.
Damn it. I want to pick Jader. If I got Janine,
all right, there you go. There you go. You said you want to pick Jader. There you
go. Damn it. But Janine.
Wow.
All right, Chris and I both got Jader.
Wait.
Leah
you're all disrespectful. Disrespectful.
Wait.
You're all supposed to be the podcast of people of color.
Jader's the color.
Yo, I didn't.
Yeah, but still.
He wants us to stick like we're some black boys. He wants us to pick the
no. I didn't say all that.
Don't lie.
That's why you brought it up.
Nobody said that. Look, Jader is the original. Is other than Saul is the original fan who came into the Schmoedown. I love Jader. Jader's awesome. I think he made strides last year. I think it's going to be a close match. But here's the thing. Janine has trouble in the third round. Jader has problems in the second round. It's who's going to be able to overcome their problems. You can do it, Cal. It's okay. What did I say that was wrong? I said I thought the 2 guys that should be supporting Janine would pick her. They didn't.
What?
I don't see what the problem is.
Yo, I mean, look, I totally get it, right? Like, I'm right by every Latino in this whole league. Like, Shug, like, we're right there carrying our respective flags for them, every single one. But
well, why do you think I picked Ben Goddard all last year?
I didn't.
Mexican.
Is he?
Yeah, you didn't know that? He's half Mexican?
You didn't know that?
No.
Oh, Chris doesn't watch SEN. That's why.
Chris, he's one of us. He's half Mexican. Yeah.
No.
You, me, and Ben Goddard make up 1.5 Mexican. There we go.
Word. Like I was. Don't get me wrong. I was already hyping up Goddard all last year. Like I was rocking with the Pride. I was rocking with Goddard, and I was preaching his name off the rooftops, at least from my laptop. But I didn't pick Paramo. Let me also preface that.
I had to give you a hard time. I'm just because I was trying. You were taking forever. I was trying to get.
I'll say this. I'll say this because the Star Wars match as well also has someone on my fantasy team, and I can't pick against them twice. So I will stick with Jader on this one.
Okay.
Shug,
take it away.
See, even you don't know. It's hard. This one's good.
Well, it's because it's such a weird scenario. It's such a weird scenario because I said Jader has had issues in the second round, but he's been lights out in the third round.
It's just who overcomes it. I think Jader overcomes it. So I think if Janine stuck with IG, she'd be a force to reckon with in there. Jader stays focused on singles. I got to talk to Jader. Yeah, I got to talk to Jader when I was on Show Me the Money with him. We talked before and we talked after. Really cool guy. I have an idea of what his mindset is going into this, but I got Jader.
Just before you make a prediction,
I love Matt. I just love how you just name drop everybody. Oh, I got to be on Show Me the Money with Jader.
Imagine doing the show with him
every week. Friends.
Imagine doing the show with him every week, Shug. Before you make a prediction, 131 votes were made on the Schmoedown poll that's on Twitter, and Janine's winning 60% of the vote.
Wow.
So just put that out there. I think this is close.
Singles, Jada's record's 2-1, correct?
It's either 1-2 or 2-1. Let me check them on the site.
It's 2-1. It's 2-1. He's lost to Tom, and he beat Brittany Young, and he beat
oh my God
damn it. Can't remember who he beat.
I'm on the
it wasn't
he beat
Mancuso.
Brittany
he's still one.
He beat Brittany Young, and he beat
It was I know what quadrant of the damn bracket it was into. It was top right.
Vejvoda.
He beat Vejvoda.
And Vejvoda has never been a slouch when it comes to Schmoedown. He doesn't know the game.
My man just don't know how to play. My man don't listen to Mark Ellis say the rules.
I gotta go with Jader.
Yeah, like, dude, and you're out here giving me shit. Like that's.
I gotta go with Jader.
It's rough. It's rough, and
I watch Janine knock him out.
Right.
If Janine knocks him out, I'm still winning. I'm still winning. Like that's the thing.
All right. Well, let's get into this last match we got.
Yes.
That's a Star Wars match, and I saved it for last because I think this has the potential of the recorded matches to be the match of the week.
Uh-oh. There we go.
So I'm just gonna be right now. I got Gold Leader getting the first points for the exchange.
Okay, so the matchup before
Lacey Gillerin versus Gold Leader. I got Gold Leader.
Lacey Gillerin, also part of Homeboy and the Heartbreakers over at Schmoes of the North. Damn it.
See here, Chris. Here's why. We know that Gold Leader has been winning trivia.
Gold Leader's friend of the show. Yes.
Gold Leader's friend of the show. We know he's winning trivia.
Who's not a friend of your show?
Anybody who hasn't been on.
Anyone who hasn't been on.
Okay. I'm not a friend of the show, okay? I just wanted to let you guys know that. I'm not a friend of the show.
Are you telling me that? Are you not my friend?
Are you telling us? Because we call you a friend of the show.
Yeah, you've been a friend of the show. What the hell?
I don't want you guys to say friend of the show. No, I'm playing. I'm joking.
Damn.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No. We don't. Lacey is involved with Star Wars Newsnet. We don't know what the trivia is. She could have the knowledge, but we don't know how she'll handle it.
There's been a lot of hype behind Lacey, dude.
But also, I know from back channels that he knew Molly Damon's 5-pointer. He knew right away that Yoda question from Marie and Sully's match should have been challenged. I'm gonna go Gold Leader.
See, and I think your logic is flawed because you may have heard that from whatever the hell, but like who's to say that Lacey didn't know that either? You know what I mean?
See, but here's the thing. I'm going based off of what I've been told and from my sources.
I mean, Chris, what do you expect? He's been told the Cleveland Browns were good all his life.
Damn, get him.
No, I wasn't. I was told we're bad. But you want to know what else I was told? That we knocked the Steelers out of the playoffs this year.
You did. This once, finally. Took you long enough.
Oh, geez. I love Gold Evan Bushkar Leader a lot. Like I think he's a great personality. He's a breath of fresh air that the Star Wars division I think needs. I mean, because Laura Kelly obviously became a whole new breed at the tournament last year. But in regards to character work, I think Gold Leader can bring a lot to that division. With that being said, I can't pick against my fantasy team twice. I can't, dude. I love you, Evan. I do. I'm picking Lacey Gillerin.
Look there's 11 people in the chat. I don't have Twitter anymore, but I want you to go start this hashtag up again. Okay, it was hashtag Lacey's gonna make you cry.
Lacey's gonna make you cry.
The one and only Lacey Gillerin. That is her nickname.
No. Her name is Lacey's gonna make you cry. Okay, and she's gonna make Evan
Bushkar.
old leader Bushkar cry. Yo,
Suge out here talking smack for Lacey, and Evan's out here to defend himself.
She's coming for that dome, and she's gonna take him out. I got Lacey.
So again, to refer to the Twitter page that has a poll from the Schmoedown at the Schmoedown, Lacey Gillerin, Evan Bushkar, 111 votes. Gillerin leads by 73% over Bushkar. 73% over Bushkar. Granted, this could be just
no, that's the nickname. That's the nickname that Christian Harloff gave her.
I know what some of these names though, like what?
Clown.
Right, like yeah.
I'm still not. I mean, come on. How are we gonna have a jackal if we already have a coyote? Like come on now. Give my man Jesse a better nickname.
I'm waiting for the master to get into the Schmoedown. That's the one I can't wait for.
So am I. We'll see what happens though. We'll see what happens.
Lacey Gillerin. Apparently Lacey's gonna make you cry. We'll see. That's on Wednesday. Thursday, right?
That's on Thursday.
Right?
That's on Thursday. Right. But no, before we go, we got a new segment we want to drop. Chris and I have been talking about this for a while, and we're glad to finally be doing it this week, since we're not really going over too long, because this is only going to take like maybe 5-10 minutes tops. So it's normal. This is a normal episode. So, and that is our new segment, the Wheel Slice of the Week.
Yes. Okay, so we kind of did this last week. Well, kind of. I mentioned mine.
I forgot because it was going
last
super
week.
long.
Just to recap, last week I mentioned wrestlers in film. I thought that category is still awesome, and Dan pulled it when he played Snyder. And granted, they were all kind of. And okay, let me also preface: like, I wanted goal leader on my fantasy team. I couldn't. It's just how the cookie crumbled. But I did get Radis, so tell your client that Radis better give me some points, Taylor Cleek. But I picked wrestlers in film last week, and this week, I mean, I've been teasing it all show. I wore my shirt, my sweater has it. Spider-Man from the John Humphrey Saul match for multiple reasons. Spider-Man's my favorite character in all of fiction. I love Spider-Man so much. So his own dedicated category, for as much as I whined and complained about the individual categories last week, Spider-Man always has a way into my heart. So, loved it. B, Saul is also on Homeboy and the Heartbreakers. Shout out. And that's how he beat John Humphrey. Those questions were not easy. those questions were pretty darn difficult, if I say so myself. Thank you, Taylor. You better give me some points with Rick Radis, I swear. But I'm second right now, so you can do me some good. But Spider-Man, there's a decent amount of movies you can pull from. I mean, not like you get 8, because of the 2 Amazing Spider-Man, the 3 Raimi ones, the 2 Homecoming ones, or Homecoming Far From Home, and Into the Spider-Verse.
Yes.
Like, you can get 8 movies to pick from, and I just love Spider-Man so much. I popped when Coy, the manager for John Humphrey, was like, you know what? Yeah, because he's a big Spider-Man Mark II. So I chose Spider-Man. The questions were damn hard. I was having a hard time picking.
Also, Infinity War and Endgame are in that, and Civil War in the Spider-Man.
Also, they're counting appearances that Spider-Man's made in other movies. Okay, well, great. So, yeah, that's mine this week is Spider-Man from Humphrey and Saul. Personally,
and mine this week. And this is just based off of how well it was handled by the player who got it. New IG category that we saw on singles, and that was Planet of the Apes.
I winced looking at that son of a gun.
Yeah, no, I was in there with you when you. But no, Chance handled that beautifully. There were some great written questions there. I just loved what I saw. So my wheel slice of the week this week is Planet of the Apes.
I wonder, because that's Inner Geekdom technically.
Yes.
Man, I still, like, maybe because it's such a blind spot to me, like Planet of the Apes. I'm like, whoa. So when Chance pulled it against Meyer, I'm like, does my man got this? And sure enough, I mean, he won the match, so he definitely had a.
He probably put it on there.
Right. So, and I think Shug, you mentioned it earlier in the episode or earlier in the show. Chance possibly moving back to Inner Geekdom soon. We'll see how that goes. Maybe this is also his own way of studying for Inner Geekdom by having some overlap between divisions. So
yeah, for sure.
There's a lot of love going around. These new wheel slices, I'm starting to come around to them. I wasn't the biggest fan to start, And Shug, I know you've been away for a little bit, but do you like the new wheel slices?
For the ones I see, yeah, I like them. I mean, I think you're going to have to, obviously questions are going to be asked, and so you're going to have to come up with new stuff. So it helps the league still maintain its, freshness and everything like that. So I'm okay with it as long as they're fair and we get good matches and it's not, a glaring, disadvantage. I'm fine. I think it's exciting to see all this new stuff. See how people use them to advantage.
Hell yeah.
Well, that's the show. So, Shug, before we get going, anything you want to plug?
I've never had to not plug stuff. What are you talking about? No, obviously, like I've said a million times, I'm not on Twitter anymore. If you want to hit me up, you can find me like Facebook, but that's my real name, and I don't like giving that out. Discord, you can find me. I'm doing TikTok for some stupid reason now. Might be talking about matches there since I really don't. I'm not doing anything right now with podcasts. You can find me at Sugeknight323. Sugeknight323, and then my Twitch is back up. But it's right now it's currently Sugeknight1323. So follow me there. I'm going to try to do some more content. Maybe get these guys over there talking Schmoedown when I can.
Are you on stereo?
Man, I'm still on stereo. I just haven't done anything with anybody. Every time Matt wants to do it, he bails on me. So
whoa, hold on.
You don't ask me, Shug.
It happened once. It happened once.
It's been like 5 times.
Who passed out on
last night?
On me?
Yeah, I was passed out.
You got to get the Latinos back on stereo. We'll go from there, Shug.
Yeah, for sure. Like I definitely want to do that. Yeah, Corey, I have been.
Corey's on some.
I have been. So yeah, I am on stereo, Sugeknight323. But I'll maybe do stuff with Matt, but not only just Schmoedown stuff. I just want to talk comic books. There's a new Winter Soldier Falcon series coming out.
There might be another show you can do that on soon. We'll talk about that afterwards. Though.
There we go. You see, I'm always down to kick it with people.
Synergy, like baby. Synergy.
There we
We're
go.
all working together.
There we go.
But thank you so much to everyone who watched this week's episode. We really do appreciate it. Follow us on the social medias below at WhatMovies_Matt, at Cianthony Lopez, at Spin from the Real. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment after we're done doing the live stuff. It really helps us out. Yes. And share this with everybody. Let the people know that we're here. Let the folks know that you like the show. And Matt and I, and we talked about this earlier, but we want to thank you guys one time for all the folks that showed us love in the Facebook group yesterday. It meant a lot to the both of us. So thank you so much for all the folks that mentioned Spin from the Real. It's still super surreal that people like our show. So thank you so much.
Corey Cameron, hit me up on the socials, bro.
Yes, yeah, dude, hit us up, Corey. What's up? But yes, Matt and I, we are eternally grateful for all the love we get and for all of you guys. So thank you.
But for that's the show. Remember, folks, Spin from the Real, not the peg. And as always,